Hi everyone, and welcome to the second topic here in September about how to make a change to be able to quit sugar. So, this is obviously also related to mind management and how to become mentally strong to be able to do this, but it's also a lot about how you're thinking about things and how you approach things. So, when it comes to managing your cravings, you need to pretty much change your perspective of sweets and your thinking around them to be able to make a change. Because all these thoughts that we have that sweets are treats that we can use to reward ourselves and they are a relief and so on. All of these thoughts will eventually lead to you want to eat them and subconsciously think that they are a good thing, because in the end of the day, they are a good thing in terms of brain physiology. They will give you a dopamine release, so you will think that they are a good thing. However, it's not healthy for your brain to do it, but your brain doesn't really care about that. So often we're looking at the same things over and over again in the same way. We're just using the same lens every time, and then we expect things to change. And you probably heard this before, but it's insanity to believe that doing the same thing over and over again is going to lead to new results. So we need to ask ourselves, why is it that we can't seem to ever create lasting change? What is it that is preventing us from doing this? So what I really want to share with you this week is that if you are not successful in your attempts to quit sugar, something needs to change. And we all know that it's not just as easy as preventing your hand from moving to your mouth and putting the food in your mouth, because that would be very, very easy to just change. We know that it goes a lot deeper than that. So it's for you to figure out why it is that you can't seem to make this change. What are those thoughts? What is happening? What is triggering you? Where is the problem? What is it that you need to overcome in order to actually follow through with living a life that you want to live and being the person that you want to be, that does not binge on sweets and does not have to give in to their cravings constantly. So there are many schools and many things that you can do, but I think I can boil this down to 4 steps. You don't have to go through all the 4 steps, but I'm going to give you 4 key steps of what it is that we need to do in order to change. So the first one is that we need to seek information and we need to learn about what it is that we need to do. And the second step is just applying this knowledge, what we have learned, and the tools that we are having. So these 2 are quite easy to just do on your own. For the most part, there might still be this mental barrier that you will need some other help with, but anyone can do these 2 steps. So for example, I'm teaching you through this video, and I'm teaching you concepts and tools that you can use to get to where you want to do. So that's the first 2 steps. But it doesn't really, it doesn't matter how many tools and concepts I'm teaching you, because they're totally useless unless you decide to practice them, and that's where the applying comes in. So you can binge watch informational videos on something, and you can have so much knowledge and you're still not able to change, and you're still not able to apply it because you have some sort of barrier to it, and that's what you need to figure out. So whether it's me teaching you through YouTube, or if you are seeking information somewhere else, you might be hiring a coach, you really, really need to apply what it is that you're learning. And I think so many people don't do this, and I'm one of them. I love learning new things, but when it comes to the application, very often I have maybe started because you are inspired in the beginning, and then the results are really slow and we lose motivation pretty quickly. So I just want to ask you a question: that do you think that if you had a coach and if you did everything that your coach told you to do, would you get that massive change in your life that you are looking for? And this is a massive question, actually. I absolutely believe this to be true. Now, my problem has always been maybe my belief in myself of being capable of doing it. So we often sabotage for ourselves. We have the solution in our hands, and we choose to not go through with it because we are maybe afraid of failing or something else. Something is in the way. But what I can tell you is that having a coach is probably the best thing I have done for myself ever. Without a coach, you can't really can't coach yourself through everything. I know I'm certainly a person to try. I have always been very independent, and to the point that I don't never used to ask for help with anything, because I always perceived that I should be able to do this on my own. And if I wasn't, I was judging myself for it, and that's not a really good place to come from. And then I would be ashamed of asking for help after having failed, not being able to do it on my own, which is ridiculous. But when you have a coach, you obviously have to ask the coach for help, and that has helped me get over that. I'm still, convinced that I can do everything on my own, but I do ask for help when I need it nowadays. So I guess growing up, it takes a while being an adult, and being willing to actually do those things that might not always feel comfortable to you. So I've been very, very lucky. I found a coach that is focusing on changing my thinking rather than focusing on just my actions and changing the results. Because my thinking will always influence how I feel about something, and how I feel about something will always determine what sort of actions I'm taking. So if I'm thinking that I don't think I can do this, I don't think I can get to that goal, I'm not going to feel very motivated about actually taking some action. I'm going to feel quite deflated, and that is most likely going to lead to me not taking the action that is required. But if I instead could have a thought like, my coach really knows what she's talking about, and I'm going to, whether I believe it myself or not, I'm going to give this my very best go and see what happens. Then I'm going to take that action because I believe in my coach, even if I don't really believe in me yet. And I'm going to get the results, and I'm convinced that that is how it works. It has worked for me, and I'm one of the most stubborn people I know on this earth. So the problem with not having a coach isn't that we can't get the knowledge that we need. It's just that we are not capable of deciding for ourselves what we are capable of. We have our brains, and they are there for protecting us. They will always look for survival rather than something that will make us grow and move forward. They will pull you back, and they're going to give you excuses. They're going to give you, they're going to make you feel overwhelmed and confused. Anything to get you to stay out of making any change, because change is scary. But change is the only thing that will get you there. So your brain is perfectly happy, your reptilian brain that is perfectly happy for you to stay where you are right now, because you are alive, and alive works. That's all it cares about. But going out there and making change, that's bloody scary, because, you might put yourself at risk. Something might happen and you might die. That's pretty much what your reptilian brain is telling you. So we need to make sure that we have someone in our lives that can coach us, or, help us move towards our potential as well. And a coach can help you when you're tripping up, when you have an obstacle that you don't seem to be able to get over. If you rely on your brain alone, you will probably never get to the point where you could go. It's entirely possible that you can go some of the way if you use the tools that I'm giving you in my videos, and if you're understanding what I'm talking about, you can apply that, and you can probably quit sugar, and life could be good. But what I want to say is that you could go so much further, and this could be much more intense and much more beneficial in all areas of your life, because a coach can widen your perspective on things and you can just keep growing. But I still want to encourage you to start with the tools that I'm giving you and see how that goes for you. Obviously, you can choose to go for coaching straight away as well. That's fine. You have the power, but start somewhere is what I want to say. So I really want you to separate those 4 things that I mentioned. So first, it's about learning and listening. And this is what you do right now. You're listening to me here. You're listening to me because you probably want to know how to make a change in your life, because that's what I'm talking about, and how to quit sugar. And then you need to apply it, and that's the second one. And you can do that with the homework that I'm going to give you very soon. So that's what that is for. And then getting help and or getting coached is when you probably get a one-to-one coach maybe, or you join a group coaching program, whatever approach you're taking. What you want to look for is that it's someone that you can talk to and you can express what the problems are that you're having. So you can get personal feedback to your specific problem so that you know what you're going to do next. Because we're all a little bit different. We all have the same problems pretty much, but they do appear in different forms and we're thinking about them differently. So get someone that can give you personal feedback and that can give you personal homework, if you like, something that you can work on that will solve your specific problem. And then it's about doing your homework that you're getting from this coach or whoever it is. So what I said earlier, if you're doing exactly what your coach is telling you to do, you will get the results. So this is a bit about when you're getting a coach. If you don't have a good chemistry, if you don't have a good feeling about it, if you can't trust your coach that they actually know what they're talking about, don't go for it. There's no point. You need to be able to just trust the process that you're going to go through and give it your all. That way you will be able to get there. So if you haven't found that coach yet and you want a coach, then keep looking until you find someone that you kind of connect with. Most coaches offer a free complimentary session where you can just talk about your goals and dreams and where you want to go, and just get a feel for each other, whether the chemistry is right or not. When I'm working with people, I want to do that because to me, if I cannot connect, I had one guy speaking to me in the past, and when I was talking to him, he already had his mind so set about what his problem was and how that was going to be solved. And I didn't feel any connection with him at all, and I just said, sorry, I cannot help you. Because I knew that I couldn't help him. I could potentially have helped him and given him very factual advice and so on, but in the long run, that wouldn't have been a good match. I could have taken his money, basically, given him some sort of result, but I wouldn't have felt good about that. And I want you to think about the same thing as well when you are hiring a coach. If you're going to do that, make sure that you feel good about it. And if you're not, then, as a coach, I appreciate if I'm speaking to someone and they would just say straight to me, sorry, I'm not really sure that you are the right coach for me. And I'm fine. That's fine, because I'm not the right coach for everyone. I'm the right coach for some people. And those people are going to get incredible results with me because they trust me and we connect really well. And that's just how it works. Anyway, before I give you your homework, I also want to mention that I am launching my first intensive 10-week Quit Sugar group coaching program. That was a very long sentence. And I'm starting this on the 23rd of September. So this is the very first group I'm going to run. And I'm going to do it at a ridiculously low price. So basically, it would be pretty much the equivalent of a meal out every week that you're going to have to pay for joining this. So you can think of this as, if you want to quit sugar, do you want to forego that the immediate gratification of having a meal out every week in terms of working on your long-term goal and actually stop eating the crap food and the sugars and so on. So if you want to make this investment for such a low price, I would probably pay 20 times that myself, or I would have, and I probably have, to be able to quit. Then I don't think there's any better timing than right now, because I'm going to increase the price for next time. So if you are in a place right now where you really want to go ahead and you want to quit sugar, then I'm going to post a link in the description of this video for more information so that you can check that out, because I don't want to drag on about that in here. So anyway, over to the homework now. And by the way, this homework, you can apply it in any area of your life that you want to improve, basically. So it's not just with quitting sugar. So listen up. First of all, write down maximum of 5 teachers that you want to learn from. So if you want to quit eating sugar and get rid of your cravings, you could put my name down, for example, because obviously here watching my video, so I could be one of those teachers for you. And then, as long as they have something useful to teach you, just pick someone. And then you want to write down what you are learning from these teachers. So what is it that they are teaching you? So I'm teaching you about cravings management, for example. And then the third one is that you want to write down how you apply their teachings to your life, or what you have learned from them. How do you apply this? And then obviously do it. So an example could be like, I'm learning from my coach, insert whatever name your coach has. And I'm learning how to manage my thinking and analyze my cravings daily. So, and to identify my triggers so that I know how to handle them in the future. And how I'm applying this is that whenever I have a craving, I will write my thoughts, my feelings, and everything that is going on down into a journal, so that I'm learning what's actually happening, how to identify my cravings and see them for what they actually are, and that they are just uncomfortable feelings, and I have the power to not respond to them. And the more I'm learning about them, my behavior, my thinkings, my feelings, the easier it's going to be for me to spot it very early, and they're going to go away very quickly because I know what they are. So that's what I want to encourage you to do this week. First of all, write down the name of 1 to 5 teachers, then what they are teaching you and how you are applying this. And when you've done this work, come back to this video here and tell me in the comments about your teachers, what they have taught you and how you have applied that into your life. And then finally, what I'm really interested in is, how has this changed your life? Have you made any changes, any lasting changes, and what effect has that had on you? So share the love. We all love a good success story. I'm always very inspired by people's success stories. It makes me feel really good for some reason. Even if I don't really know you, it doesn't really matter. I love you all. So, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press that bell. What that does is that it will let you know as soon as I'm posting a new video, but it will also notify you when I'm streaming live, which I, by the way, will do again this Sunday. And you can come there and you can ask me questions. And yeah, also subscribe if you want to know more about quitting cravings. There is some extra material on my free membership site that is pretty much exclusive for my members. You can just subscribe to that one. You will find the link in the comments here as well. But if you go to the channel page, on the channel banner, there will be a little button to subscribe to my membership site. So now, have a bloody brilliant week, and I will be back next week with the next September topic again. So see you then. Bye.